As the man was shutting down the machine and preparing to leave work, the hatch suddenly got stuck. To avoid being reprimanded by his supervisor and having his wages docked, he had no choice but to violate safety regulations and crawl inside. He never imagined that this small decision would completely change his fate. The moment he gently moved the tray aside, the hatch automatically sealed shut.
No, 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 stop, no, no.
Hearing his screams, his co-workers rushed over and tried to pry open the steel door, but were stopped by the supervisor who had arrived at the scene. The supervisor's reasoning was simple. The machine was extremely expensive, and if damaged, they could never afford to compensate for it. Disregarding the man's life, he immediately ordered everyone away and continued the shift. Only after the equipment had completely finished its cycle did the robot pull out Max, who was on the brink of death. Though his life was temporarily saved, the excessive radiation exposure had caused his organs to begin rapid failure. He had only 5 days left to live. When the company owner learned what had happened, not only did he refuse to offer Max any compensation, but he also complained that Max would dirty the bed sheets. To him, the life or death of a worker was utterly insignificant. He then had the supervisor give Max 5 days worth of painkillers and ordered him to get out of the factory immediately. Max witnessed all of the boss's cruelty and indifference firsthand, and the boss would soon pay dearly for his callous decision. After being thrown out of the factory, Max struggled back to the slums. Desperate to survive, he knew his only chance was to reach Elysium and receive treatment in a medical pod. Accompanied by a friend, Max sought out Pablo, a top hacker who was the most powerful figure in the area. Pablo could not only forge legitimate Elysium citizenship for the poor, but also arrange smuggling trips to the space station via spacecraft. In exchange, Max would have to complete a dangerous mission: kidnap an Elysium tycoon visiting Earth on business, then use a special interface to extract the bank account data from the tycoon's brain and copy it into Max's own mind to bring back. Max hesitated upon hearing this. Every wealthy person was accompanied by robotic guards, and kidnapping them was virtually a death sentence. But this was his only chance at a new life. Max hesitated no longer, for he already had the perfect target in mind. However, Max's physical condition was dire. He could barely stand, let alone capture anyone. Pablo had anticipated this. To help Max complete the mission, he had his men bring out an exoskeleton suit made of pure steel. Once installed, it would make Max as strong as a robot. Though the installation process looked excruciating and lasted several hours, the results were undeniable. Looking at the exoskeleton perfectly integrated with his arms, Max felt his body surge with unprecedented strength. Without delay, the four-man team set out with full equipment. Meanwhile, the boss, completely unaware of what was coming, was preparing to return to Elysium to continue his life of luxury. But just as his spacecraft had taken off and was about to depart, it was shot down by Max, who had been lying in wait.